Hello, my name is Waldemar Remer. Today I will guide you through the program because our task today is to introduce you to our product. At the end of the session, you will be able to ask all of your questions so that you are clear on how the program works. Our task today is to show how to install, how to run, and how to make what settings to start getting the first result. Now, recently there was a 1 hour seminar in German. I think that someone who looked there showed very well the result as the client, because we just showed the possibility that the client downloaded the program on 1st February and started working with it 1st February and what his results where is it this short time. Once again, welcome to today's school according to the program because it's important when we purchase a product, and here today we invite all those who have already purchased the SmartTrade Coin software product from us. The uniqueness of this program is that it's very well sorted, it's very easy to understand because it was the goal that was made from the very beginning to make a product that is very accessible, understandable. And of course, like everywhere else, if something new has to be passed through a small school in order to understand how to work with it, what settings to do, what to look for. And when all this goes through you, and if someone today, for example, couldn't see it live, then we will certainly have a recording in our Autopilot office, where all the records you find webinar schools and workshops. Like this, there will be a special graph where videos will be constantly updated and edited. That is how to work with the program, how to use the product, because you understand where the product and when we use it and there are good results. Of course, the company grows, the number of customers grows. When the number of customers grows with our product, there's automatically additional customer for our Smart Trade Coin, and Smart Trade Coin is exactly the ICO which is a very profitable in that is possible now at a very good price and with a good discount to get tokens for yourself, and after when we go to the exchange that we have already planned, then the price is of course will grow very much. Why will it grow? Because everyone who wants to also have such a program after the end of the ICO, he will be able to purchase it only of course for Smart Trade Coin. I want to first show that after you have purchased the program, you have the opportunity to download this program. You downloaded it to your computer, go under the same date. I will just go out for testing just now. When you downloaded this program to your computer, you enter the same date until which you registered in the account. After when you go hit to the program, the first thing you need to do, of course, is to get acquainted with it. This means simple to understand and to press everywhere. Here you cannot break anything, so don't worry that you can somewhere not click there. Everywhere press loop. First of all, we see here the current Bitcoin rate. We see today's course where it was the lowest. Also what was the highest price to date. We see capitalization on Bitcoin. We can also choose buy Ethereum. See what its price today, which is the lowest, what is the highest capitalization, and here you can choose the most popular cryptocurrency. We can analyze it here immediately. It already saves time. Already you don't need to go to some researchers, crypto pages to go, some bookmarks to look for to find out. This is already in our program we can see. Also here you can see various graphs on Bitcoin, Ethereum. You can see how this cryptocurrency developed. How did Bitcoin Cash evolve and so on. All this is also evident. This is nothing special. Of course, all this can be found on the internet, but we have the convenience that everything is in one window. It's important and done to make it easy to use. Here we have a Bitcoin recommendation to buy or sell, yields and so on. It will be further developed. The next thing we see is the top 20 cryptocurrency that are currently on the market. I can see which cryptocurrencies made minus plus 5%, which made plus 4%. Also, I can somehow immediately react to this. All that I'm showing you can now is that everything is available to every partner who even has a basic version, because you know that if a client invested $300 in token from us, then he gets a gift. He doesn't buy it, but received a basic version as a gift for 1 year, and he can already use it. It turns out that is unique. When I come here, I can immediately see what is happening today in the crypto market. And if I see, for example, Binance Coin has risen by almost 5%, I think, okay, now I want to sell it. Then I can immediately go here on Binance, for example, sell this currency and add the some second more or buy or sell. Here, for example, I have Ethereum. So I want to buy all the Ethereum that I have to buy edX and I want to spend only 15%, or I can ask my own amount he wish. I would prefer, for example, to buy 100 edX tokens, and then it immediately calculates how much Ethereum to spend on purchasing 100 edX. Or I want to sell them, for example. I can do this here too. It's very convenient because it's if this weren't, then I would have to go into Binance, first find the link, my logins, password, and so on. It all takes time. If I bought something here and I need to simultaneously sell something or Bittrex at once, I can also go straight from here and do it. It turns out that this is done just to be convenient for the client, and you understand how convenient it's. Therefore, if this is done differently, then it's necessary to go to each exchange separately, and each exchange has a different interface. In each exchange, you need to figure out where I find something, where to sell and where to buy, where can I see my balance. This is especially for beginners who entered the crypto market is not very easy. Here we all look the same, but now so that I can continue to work with our program, in the first place I need to go into the portfolio. I see at this moment in this account 7 exchanges are connected, and in general there are already $46,000 on all 7 exchanges, which means 12 bitcoins at the current rate. This is in general. Now I can look specifically what is happening on my Binance, what is happening on my Bittrex. I see 24,000 here, but I still don't know what cryptocurrency are. For this, I know go here and see the specific cryptocurrency I have here. For example, in this portfolio. Yet again, if I don't have this program, I just want to show you the difference how much this product is unique. I need to do the following. Log into my Bittrex account, see what I have there at all. Now remember that somewhere I once bought Ripple. Oh yeah, I have a Ripple here. How much do I have this coin? This is all I see here. And see, I need to go separately on Bittrex or to go any other exchange and see it all. Here I see everything clear. I can immediately, if I had a Ripple somewhere and I want to sell or buy it, then again click here and immediately get to the page where I can see live how the market was happening today, and I can immediately buy or sell Ripple. This is of course all convenient and already available in this basic version. I saw a lot of question is chat rooms. Who's already using? Who's already testing? Connect exchange and test. Everything is simple here. Either you have wallets of this exchange or you don't click on the plus here. You have a new window. Here you choose the exchange you want to connect. Here is my hover exchange is not connected. I haven't especially connected if before to show you. So if I already have a wallet here, I can once forgive this link to Huobi to go into my personal wallet to copy IPK and IP secret to enter the here. Check the connect. When the green light connects, and we see that she added here. I will now to go Binance in the setting and see that here the APKs are installed. Of course, I wouldn't show now because the recording is in progress. You understand that if someone has the case, then he has access. But access is of course limited, since when created in APK is very important, then indicate all the checkboxes except for money withdrawal and input. Why? Because our program doesn't need to withdraw money. Therefore, we don't give this permission to this key, and even if someone accidentally receives our key, he wouldn't to be able to do anything with it because he wouldn't be able to withdraw your money from your wallets with this key. And this is exactly the unique ones or when I connected, for example, the Binance exchange to the program. I see a connection here. I save it. In this case, I have already saved it. And from that moment, this exchange appears here. And so for each exchange, I can connect. And from that moment on, I see what happens on these wallets. And I can see detail exactly which cryptocurrency I have there. It's very convenient. I recommended everyone to use it because it reduces time and adds convenience. Now the uniqueness in the next is that we haven't only convenience now. And they also the basic vision arbitrage dashboard. What is it arbitrage? I think everyone who is here is more or less know or heard. Arbitrage is when there are different exchanges and for example Bitcoin, it can have one price on one exchange and the same Bitcoin on another exchange. Why? It depends on the market, on the time zone, and on the demand to some extent. Now here you see, following the example of Bitcoin Euro, the difference in the price is 4%. Here example, Litecoin is almost 3%. Ripple is here. Here of course, we generally have to look at why here is such a difference. It's already necessary to analyze whether it's worth investing here or it's some kind of short-term flash because maybe someone put a large amount for sale or vice versa for a purchase. But this is short term, therefore here too it isn't always necessary to focus on the highest percentages, namely to look and analyze the market and precisely to make the settings that I will show you now in order to start training successfully and so that the program earns you. I see here for example on Bitcoin that on Kraken is currently worth Bitcoin $3,345 and on XMACOS $3,486. It turns out the program recommends that we sell here at the same time here to buy it back. We both had Bitcoins, so it reminds it's just now it's in another wallet, but as the difference we have earned 4.2% at the moment. It's very important to understand that here on the dashboard, when in the scanner, we see that it is still with commissions that haven't been dedicated. Why? Because here we are showing the big picture, but when we are already making adjustments for training, there we can already make specific adjustments on the side of the commissions that in the net income was indicated. When I looked at what couples, what was happening at all, I see Bitcoin with a good profit. Bitcoin to the dollar gives almost 4%. When analyzed, I see which exchange are interesting at all, which couples are interesting, and when I already choose a strategy. Is the strategy that when I connected my portfolio, I first need to understand where and on which exchange is desirable for me to throw a couple or where to put cryptocurrency or where can I put fiat. Somewhere it's possible to leave trading crypto. For this, it's important to first understand and analyze this particular scanner. Here we will do constantly educational school. Now we are doing the first review, but for example in Almaty will be done next week in a live school. That turns the 3 nights in a row will be training intensively those customers who are generally new. There will be fully show how to open the stock exchange, which wallet to open, how to set up the reliability, namely production, so that no one can easily access the wallet. We'll also show how to install the program, how to connect all those wallet exchanges to the program. All this will be tried, of course, live, and we will do 2 times a week. First, a review for new clients, and then at another time it will be assigned. There are already answers to question strategies where we will share the experience of those who are already successfully engaged in training. Show your result and we will already be effectively engaged in the product itself. Because we now have an ICO direction, but all those customers who have already purchased the program and for example want to continue to recommend it just as well, here it is important to go through some small training in order to understand how it all works and make the most of the product that we purchase. After I set everything up, if I like everything great, that is all I have shown you so far. This is the basic version inside that everyone can use it. It turns out we are studying the situation I can safely buy sell. But if someone wants to earn money manually at arbitrage, he should understand that there are risks. It's necessary to take into account, calculate, and so on. But that is why we did the arbitrage automat. This isn't some kind of robot, but you can call it differently. But we called it arbitrage automat because it automatically arbitrates us. How he does it? Now when I purchased the full version for $1,000, I purchased this program because the basic version isn't sold here. It's given only as a gift for all investors who have invested $300 or more in the ICO. They received a basic version for 1 year. All I have shown before is the basic version. If I now understand this all and say that I now want to earn on arbitrage trading on the aftermath, The person goes to another office and gets a program for $1,000 and starts to install it. Goes to school or watches this entry in Smart Autopilot, and then when a person connects his wallet to his portfolio from that moment, he can make setting for arbitration. How are all those settings done? I will open Into now and show Into on my computer where I'm already starting. I choose here the various exchanges that the scanner should scan. Choose different pairs, for example euro or dollar, to different cryptocurrencies, make settings here, and launch it, and it now automatically scans. If she finds the pair that matches my settings, she will automatically make a deal. I'll close this now and show you how to do additional tasks here. I'll show you now how to this is done. First of all, when I open it, here again, the first time I need to click here is open a new arbitrage option. I click here and choose first of all which exchanges are interesting to me of this setting, because I can make this setting 2, 4, 10, at least 100 pieces. It's for yourself that you are testing and testing all the more features. We will now make the more standard with you because for her I will show you my result, and we have people who are actively working. And today we have a quest invited to share with you because he already works and uses a little more of this program, and he shares how he does it, and I will show exactly how I'm doing. I don't have time to sit and analyze, study. I just made the setting, launched it, and I can say I haven't done anything for 3 months. I didn't go into wallets, I didn't move something in the settings, I didn't react to what the scanner recommends. I just turned on the program and I didn't do anything for 3 months. But out of those 3 months I was at most free, maybe for weeks online. It turns out the program itself in 3 months may have worked for a month, because I'm constantly on the road at conference and so on. Therefore, my result is very good in relation to the fact that I didn't do it all and never react to the market or to the situation that the program suggested to me. First of all, I just take all the exchanges that I have, and I already have many, and there I have various cryptocurrencies that once bought a recommendation. Here it is. I just connected at all exchanges that I have. I take, for example, if I am interested in the dollar and the euro. And here I choose those cryptocurrencies which either I have or about which I have at least here something. Now we choose as an example the most such. Well, no. Ethereum, of course, we take too. Here see we have a lot of cryptocurrencies, and I think that each of you doesn't fully know everything. But you can connect the most running ones here. Miota, Neo, what else? What else to take? Oh yeah, Ripple, Zcash. So for example, Monero will add more. I choose, and now it is important that if I don't have, for example, Zcash in the portfolio, I still choose. I will now explain why I choose this. Because if it isn't there, then nothing will happen. And if I choose her here, then program will tell me certain things that we will see this. Here it isn't. Now I ask, for example, $1,000. This is exactly what I say. This task, this setting is really for the 1,000. When she works out the 1,000 when something should happen. Or I did it on single when she works for 1,000 when the automat stops this and doesn't make any more movements until I give her a new task. Or I say what I want to scroll this 1,000 more than once, and then automatically scrolls 1,000 every week according to these settings. Or said that she did to the just densely he escrowed 1,000, and if there is a potential escrow again 1,000. It turns out I didn't sleep because I made the sitting here infinitely, then I made 1,000. Now the next thing I can ask a preferable here below. I say that it's important for me that it only works automatically if there is at least a clean fee for all the commissions that can be earned so that it earns 1% net. Then I put here 1%. If the market gives 2% or 3%, then of course it will automatically make 2 or 3. But in no case less than 1% it wouldn't do. All profits price differences. When you make one or one and more in the net, then it will work. If the market will give the moment only 0.9%, then it wouldn't work. This means that the program will only work actively if at least 1% is earned on it. You can set the percentage here or here you will say 20. Well, that means 2%. It turns out the difference in price in dollars to indicate or as a percentage, but I choose to do a percentage. Why 1%? Because it is better to earn 10%, 1% than just 1-2%. Here this is the settings of exactly what I want to earn. But as we have situations that on one exchange something is cheap, but on the other it's expensive and she did it. And now I've run out of Bitcoin on one exchange and the dollars on the other. And now so that the program automatically rebalance when possible. This means that she again returned back where Bitcoin was, return Bitcoin. And where there were dollars, return dollars. That for this you need to enable activity closing and click confirm because it says that activity closing can work with losses, but with losses from profits, not with the losses of what you have normally with the losses from the income you can set up here. After that, I say that I am ready to lose 50% of the income, but for the program to automatically rebalance. What does it mean? What I have done? I told the program that I am now ready for the program to work automatically without my participation and earn the 1%. And I told the program that I'm ready to lose 50% of my income, but in order for the money to return again where it was, so that I'm again earned 1% on the next deal. It turns out in the worst case, I still earned a net plus with this sitting of the half percent. I can then lose 8% because it can do 2 and 3 and 4%. A little later I will show you a couple of examples of how it was. But of course, if I'm ready to lose more or commissions for a new deal, then it will be faster. If we make 20% here, then of course it can be longer to last until they rebalance again and again there will be new deals. Therefore, everyone here can test for themselves. I recommended starting with 50 and then you can always slightly change the percentage in any direction. Now I have the settings inactive. Now I put it so that it's active and that all theirs free become active on those assets and now I set this setting. It turns out I have created new settings here. It was the former. It weighs so much further because if I go in here too, unless it costs 10,000. And here it will be constantly if something will fit under it. I have here as much as 82 pairs really possible to use. It automatically works. And there are some things I will now make the second settings. Here you can add a third, fourth or fifth. Now that I've done all this, now I put automatic returning on the asset. When I put the asset here, such a green button lights up immediately and here it is. This shows that the program is currently actively scanning. Where can we check that it scans? To do this, go here to Trade Log and here you see immediately what the program scans. She first checks all the exchanges whether they are available or not. Check it that exchanges are available. Notice starts to backdate scans the entire market and now when she began to scan, you see that messages appear here. What do those messages mean? We can come here and now she says to me, "Dear client, I will help you to earn $38 now. But if you had a Kraken XMA pair of Bitcoin to USD, if there was also a Bitcoin Cash to USD, it turns out now she gives me constantly tips exactly in what pairs you can earn. And why does the program give me his? Because I give the task to her. So let's take another look and see that there, since I choose a couple of Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Bitcoin, then she counts of them. If I wouldn't choose this pair here, for example, then if I don't have Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold and choose it, the program scans them and says, if for example she saw on Exma, I can sell Bitcoin and Kraken change to Bitcoin Gold and then here would be a profit. But I don't have Bitcoin Gold on Kraken. Then it's here for messages come exactly as you saw. Here are the messages that look, I could earn you on this pair. And now I can react to this and optimize my portfolio on Kraken send doors and on Exmo, for example, Bitcoin, and give the program the opportunity to make money on it. If I don't react, the further messages come and come, and the program further scans, and someday the moment will come that exactly what I have for this situation will also be arbitration, because now the program says that it can make $38 on this transaction. At the moment, she doesn't own anything because I have exactly the same pair of Ripple on Kraken. Therefore, it wouldn't be able to work here. But if I react to it now, then of course you can earn more on it. But I'll show what I earned by not responding to it. I'm such a typical client who once set up, downloaded, and just now the program works and works. I don't go to the exchange, don't supplement, don't respond to all this. I'm just a completely passive client because I either don't have time or I don't understand everything. Here are two such moments. There are more such clients than professionals, because who of course will pass the training and start doing this, he will make big money, big interest. But if someone will work, as I'm completely of the passive, then if you go down in the history, you will see that the program worked for a maximum of a month. It is in the network. And they earned $1,400 a month of work and quality paid for this program. How does it happen? Look, I will go now and make a couple of results. For example, here we choose this one. See it. He, for example, was Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin and the Bittrex exchange to CEX. He turns out the program scrolled $2,400 and earned $87. In the net earned 3.5%, and if we now go to the first page when we started, then you will see that on November 11th the program started and at the 25th second he bought and sold for 26,37 and at the same second bought for 26,09. The difference between those amount is obtained net earnings. You see a 29 seconds program bought on Bittrex and sold on CEX, and it went 30th second, 30th second, and now you see here the type is arbitrage. So here we are now earning precisely on the difference, and this program does and does from November 11 all the time. And then look at that, market has changed and nothing happened. What does it mean? Now the market has changed and now it has started to close. Because I said that if you have a situation and as long as the difference is big, we make money on it. As the difference has become small by price, the program quickly uses this situation and changes it back. Where he bought Bitcoin, there he sells it now. Where he sold is there, he buys it back because the difference is almost the same. The program on this can lose half a person. But since the program earned 4% and I said that I am ready to lose in order to make money anywhere, it does it automatically. And here you see on November 15 the program closed the end close and already closed on November 16 and then again the market has changed, I didn't do anything. And again, she started buying here and selling again using arbitrage. And this is how you constantly see on November 16 again the arbitrage max all the way. Arbitraging, and then the market changes again. You see the program on November 20, the arbitrage does. Ahmed this is sitting once and the program works independently. And here she again began the 17th of December to close the deal, and what you see now is one of the examples. And there is a lot of such pairs here, Bitcoin Cash on the Kraken exchange. It turns out the program constantly analyzing and looks at the various situations and looks where it is possible to earn on it. Where can I close this deal? If you open some other situation just for a change, so you can see how it works. Because if, of course, you add some cryptocurrency and react to it, then you can do it a lot of than a penny. But here I will show this example. For example, Ethereum to Bitcoin, hit 2, she made a deal and we earned it and there. Then the price was almost equal and she closed the deal again. It turns out the program of 100%, then she spent again and changed back. And this process is very important in our country because here I have never entered or added on any situation. Somewhere the rebalance wasn't made at all because the program quickly did everything and reacted. I see that I have two CEX and Bittrex exchanges. Why did I stop here? Because I have, for example, or ended Bitcoin Cash on the CEX or Bitcoin Exchange on Bittrex. And we have two options, connect and let the program just works. You see, I have already made several recommendations to make the I could react, and then there would be even more income, but we will go further in more detail everything. This is what I showed in the short case how this is done, and here I cannot give all the recommendations which pair should be met and in what amount. It does each its own way, because someone has $100 that he trades, someone has 1,000, someone has 10,000. Everyone has different situation. Now I would like to give the floor to my colleagues who are also here where we recently did an event. And of course, they already have exchanges. Therefore, colleagues, who amount you want first to on the microphone and just tell from yourself what you see, the process in the program, and what experience have you done in short period of time with the programs. I will introduce myself again. My name is Ambre. Since September 2018, I started testing this software. And here I want to share a new experience. Having tested 4 to 5 months, then decided to go to Turkey because there they conducted training. In Turkey, my colleagues and I were trained. Of course, during training, I realized one thing. I had to develop my own tactics and training strategy. Today, I want to share such subtly things that many don't particularly notice. I also didn't notice at the beginning. Your lucky day, and once again, I want to thank Valdemar for considering me the right person and invited me as a speaker or guest. So, I then proceed and want to share my experience. Need to understand one thing. What this program is today among all programs or boots, whatever you want to call scanners, is simply counted as Ferrari. I'll explain why. What are the uniquenesses is the program or software? The first uniqueness is closing. Closing, this means opening and closing all transactions automatically. The second is the synchronous function. So, before proceeding on the second paragraph, I will explain the algorithm of this program. We all need to understand that the program works according to the algorithms as where it bought it sells. Where he sold, he buys there. For example, here Waldemar asked whether the speakers need screens. As I said, for this part is very important. Algorithm such that where I bought, I sell there. Where I sold, I buy there. This algorithm must be understood. Many people are mistakes or don't understand when we are talking about arbitrage trading. Many think that funds are being transferred from the exchange to the exchange. No, it isn't. The place is all done. But when all currencies are returned to the initial position, that's it returns from the profit. Now, this is the first strategy was, and this is just the uniqueness of this program. Closing is when, without your participation, you can configure the program to work fully automatically. So, second function. What kind of section is this in? It is in the settings where Waldemar is now shown in the options section. There once again this is a function of synchronization and desynchronization. These features differ from each other in that if you are the time of setting up a portfolio or option. This section is once again synchronization. If you set all settings are saved, and when you turn on the trading, the problem was as follows. It finds arbitrage transactions for you, but reserves the right for you close all transactions manually. Here, I hope it is clear. Out of sync, if we choose this, it means that you can go to sleep and the program will automatically place all purchases orders and sell orders on its own. And after the completion of transactions, all currencies move to the initial position. As before, Waldemar said the Bitcoin becomes euro at the time of opening transaction. For example, if we choose a Bitcoin paired to euro and euro becomes Bitcoin after 100% closing of all transactions. Closing when happens? With a profit back to its original position, now you can configure and to go to the function of infinity. As the market moves, the program will automatically open and close all transactions. This is the uniqueness of our program. Now the latest version 1,6,4 software has been received, and I also use it now. There we were given the function manual trading. In the dashboard section, if you enter, then there is a section of the control panel. By the way, we already have two control panels. So if the dashboard open there at the top, there are two types of arbitration. And now take the overall dashboard. In this section, a very good function is indicators. This indicator allows us to buy and trade manually. If you click in the upper right corner where Bitcoin is, when there are top 20 coins, and he is constantly scans and read for the last 24 hours what is happening with those coins. And he just tells us what to buy and what to sell, in which currencies to invest and what to hold. That's if you yourself were engaged in trading, say classic, that before you buy a cryptocurrency you will have to sit for a long time and analyze the fundamental and technical analysis. And according to his only do certain movements. So this indicator simplifies everything, and for the trader it also makes a great help. Then you can use the indicator to buy any cryptocurrency. Hold or sell, this works as a hint. And about the closure of the rebalance if we talk, but you will not always be confronted with such a situations. You may only come across several times. It's like, for example, at one point you placed orders and, for example, a sharp jump in Bitcoin went one way. Of course, where your transaction were to close by 50% and sell, that site will close, and where it was necessary to buy it will hang. And for precisely such cases, there is such a function as closing the rebalance. But it's already separately during classes that you need to show it more detail how you can manually, not through the program, but you can cancel a special order through the exchange. This is also provided, and as you see, I'm telling you now strategies you can use it. But sure to awesome that if you manual close it, you will leave it a loss or not. If you through the program do manual close the rebalance in your program, the minus will be shown. And you will awesome that you are in a minus and you need to exchange to the stock exchange and cancel the rebalance closing. And now you can see where you can manual add. There is even a miscalculation and the program automatically shows at the current rate on one exchange and also on another exchange at the current rate. I can specially place order here manual if I made sure that the program automatically close it. You see, if I click on OK, now then the program at closing will earn another additional $13. But of course, it will be shown in more detail in our next course, live or own webinars. I would also like it to add during the training we are asking by the guys. Do you want to earn something? Share your priorities. I then misunderstood, of course, what was going on. It turns out later it turned out that we need to work out for ourselves or decide our priorities. Do we want to earn Bitcoin or dollar? So part of the whole was raised by someone who wanted to earn a dollar and someone Bitcoin. Later we were told that this program was designed to make 3 Bitcoins from 1 Bitcoin. If you still believe in dollars, then you cannot use this program. The goal of this program is to earn more Bitcoin coins. If you still tend to earn dollars, it means you haven't yet figured out Bitcoin. You haven't fully understand Bitcoin technology, and you don't believe that the price of Bitcoin will increase in the future and so on. And for myself, I realized that I also needed to earn a little bit in Satoshi and in the altcoins. And one moment. First of all, before you replenish your account on the stock exchange, you must to do a market analysis before you start trading. Without this is any way. For myself, I was also suggested, I also understand later. I choose 3 exchanges for myself. I call this the 5-star exchange. Those are Exmo, Kraken and SEX. Why do I call them that? Because there are always large spreads on these 3 exchanges between a cryptocurrency pains SEX, Exmo and Kraken, and in order to fully and correctly trade what you need. Why Bitcoin is cheaper on Kraken, as you know, it's usually always cheap than on Exmo or SEX. Where Bitcoin is cheaper, where get flat money, where Bitcoin is more expensive, you get cryptocurrency. Thus, when you have a price difference between pairs, you can already fully activate the program and catch. Here you are already a living example. Now Bitcoin to Euro, for example, we placed the Euro in the form of flat money on the Kraken exchange as the Bitcoin is cheaper, and we can place BTC on Exmo. Here you see clearly now $3,500 for Exmo and for Kraken $3,345. When the settings still specify Bitcoin to Euro, that's cryptocurrency and fiat money separately one setting, and one more additional setting to make cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency. So, since there is always a big spread between fiat currency and cryptocurrency, then of course it is better to do a separate setting and cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency. And so, when on the trainings, will of course show the settings separately. I'll personally also show them personally. And there is of course some important such moments when we are the control panel, it is in this section. See a very big spread over 12% paired DGB and BTC. Before investing money here, it is necessary to check on the exchange. Is there really such a big difference, or is there a spread? There is a situation then pump is done and you enter, and here while you are investing money the spread may fall and so on. And on this you can freeze your money. What else? Yes, here, once again, you can check it before I go for any pair. You choose this pair, here for example ADA, and look here as there are any orders to buy and sell on this exchange. And everything turns out I can see here and liquidity too, for example. And before investing in any pair you need to understand if there is a real market there or it is just a pump. As at the moment we see, it's very important to understand and don't always rush to the maximum spread and go according to the strategy. And every trader with a strategy earns more than the one who just jumps on all sorts of hypes. In principle, briefly try to explain. I hope everything is accessible and understandable. If it isn't clear, you can always ask. By the way, in Almaty we can get in touch. Come, we will be happy to help. Thank you very much. I was very pleased to hear you and see your strategies because it is very important that we are a community and we are one team. Of course, we will always share with each other because if I put some strategy and understand that this is very good, that of course the sooner we share all of the others, then the greater the results will be for everyone. There will be good results, will be more programs sold, there will be more programs sold, will our smart trade coin grow to the top. And we have a lot of news, but this isn't today's conference. I think that's enough for today's meeting. First review, make yourself easy sitting and watch all the time. We will have additional schools. Will be intensive, will be for clients for the school who have already sent money to the accounts of the stock exchange, and soon will be start learning already pre-made professional videos that will also help. Therefore, we are always with you in our chats rooms. For those who have already purchased the program for $1,000, we will answer all the questions there. And don't misunderstand me, everyone needs to learn for himself. We cannot do the work for everyone, do the settings for everyone, because so as we don't take your money and they are in your wallets, then you are solely responsible for them. Most importantly, with this software, you cannot lose, you can only win. And when you still understand that we need to multiply cryptocurrency, that number of our cryptocurrencies, then this long-term additional income comes from the very growth of this cryptocurrency. Therefore, for today, everything. Thank you very much for the fact that you participated as Quest and as Quest who helped me here today in this conference to go through this little first review. We'll make more videos additional and it will be all in autopilot, so you can then go there and watch. Thank you all very much, especially with Almaty. You are now almost 2 in the morning, and the fact that you are now almost 2 in the morning, and the fact that you specifically left the game. Thank you very much. Guys, then we end today. There will be videos on Autopilot and watch the next news when and where the next conference will be, because now school is a beginner held here in Stuttgart live and people in another hall are sitting there, and after the first part that I have already conducted as a specialist who has been working with our program for 3 months now. In Almaty too, there is guy specialist, and in our autopilot there will be also be a shuttle from next week. There will be Leaf School in Almaty. Who wants to book and go to study? Now our team is growing, and the task is not to put at a school in each city, so that each person cannot just be at the computer, but also be present live. Go see Go see and chat with others, share experience. And by the way, the news that yesterday was already where Dennis Nork announced that we would additionally have our own stock exchange. The uniqueness of our own exchange is that it is built just for our program. Imagine you will hold a deposit on our exchange and the program will read, for example, I now trade in this case, now I will open another arbitration and show, for example, we are now trading in this pair of Bitcoin to the euro within the exchange GDAX and EXMA. And imagine that we have enabled Bitcoin on EXMA, but the spread is still good and we would earn more, but Bitcoin is over here. The program didn't have time to do closing because there is still no market. Now imagine the program automatically taking your deposit from our exchange and taking Bitcoin here magically so that you earn more. Imagine how unique it will be, and it has already been announced and will make our product in the form of exchange and a lot of good news. I recommend everyone who has the opportunity to visit St. Petersburg already. On March 16 there will be a new product presented that will be below the roof away. Because the fact that there will be presented, the fact that even during the ICO phase we already have the opportunity to apply our trade coin or, for example, to pay for Coca-Cola or something like that. Imagine how unique or our ICO is. We have a finished product. This is a listing on the exchange that is a white label partner. These are exchanges that will sell our product. Plus, during the ICO, we can already use Smart Coin to buy something like coffee, jeans, sneakers, and so on. This is, of course, uniquenesses. I wouldn't tell you again everything else at the following events in Kiev and St. Petersburg. Following us, we have a list of all the events that take place all over the world. Soon we will also to go India, Vietnam, and so on. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for being here and see you at the next seminar or webinar. Thank you very much. See you soon.